Hey BookTube, here is my most recent book haul. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks most of the time. Occasionally I talk about all the books that I buy. And so I bought some recently and I thought I would tell you about them. I got some from Book Outlet because my husband's birthday is coming up and he said, if you ever want to buy me something, buy me this. And I thought, okay. And well, it was available at Book Outlet, so since I was already shopping at Book Outlet, of course I had to throw some other things into the cart, right? Yeah. So I got those, and then a couple of trips here and there to Books A Million have yielded a few things. So I'll just start right into it and show you what I got. Okay, first of all, from Books A Million, I never buy books that are not from their bargain section. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say never, but not usually. Because whatever you find there that's full price, you can find on Amazon for way less. Case in point, I was going to pick up Aurora Rising by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, and it was $19 at Books A Million, and it was 12 and change, I think, for the hardback on Amazon. So I thought, there is no way I'm gonna pay that. If it had been $1 more, yeah, but no. So, yeah, lesson learned. Okay, so occasionally though, they do have good deals on books. And so I found A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is by Sara J. Maas, and also A Court of Wings and Ruin. These were really cheap. This one was, well, not that cheap. This was $6, and I think this was $5 or $6, something like that. I have the series, I just didn't have all of the books, and this is her Court of Thorns and Roses series. So the rest of it is here. It is A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and this is novellas that will lead into the new spin-off series that she's doing. So of those, I think Court of Mist and Fury was the best one. And yeah, so I'm glad I have the whole set now. I also found City of Mirrors. This is by Justin Cronin, and it is the third in the Passage series. I really liked this series, but I did not like the second book. And you know, I'm over the whole I have to own every book in the series to make it right. I don't care. If I didn't like the book, I'm not going to buy it. So I didn't buy the 12, which is the second book. The Passage is the first book. Read it twice. First was the abridged version on audio, narrated by Edward Herman. Oh my gosh, so good. But then the unabridged version is narrated by Scott Brick, who does the whole series. And so loved this conclusion. It was incredible. This is adult post-apocalyptic sci-fi, maybe? I don't know. There's a sci-fi element to it, I guess, but not technically. It's more post-apocalyptic vampires. Yeah, it was really good. So love that. That was $8, which is actually more than I normally spend, but it was worth it. I thought it was worth it. And on to Book Outlet, I picked up Bits and Pieces. This is by Jonathan Maberry, and it is a collection of novellas that are part of the Rotten Ruin series, or the Benny Imura series. I'm not sure what it's called. Rotten Ruin is the first book. Dust and Decay is the second. Flesh and Bone is the third. And then Fire and Ash is the fourth. So this is the novella collection that goes along with those. I've read those. I think I read those in May, and kind of got on a roll because I got so sucked in. This is a series about zombies, and it was just excellent. So I went through those, and then I went on to a new spin-off series that Jonathan Maberry is doing. The first book in it is Broken Lands, and I'm not sure if the Broken Lands series is what it's called, but it is set in the same world of Rotten Ruin. So, and several of the same characters make appearances. So, yeah, I'm really in love with this series. And I went from there to another spin-off series he has from Rotten Ruin called the Joe Ledger series, which is really more military sci-fi fiction about a guy who is, I don't know, he's like a special ops kind of works for a secret agency kind of thing. And that's not usually my modus operandi when it comes to books, or genres, I should say. But yeah, I love it. I'm eating it up. The third book in that series, though, kind of was a little much for me. So I went on to the fourth book, and I'm a little ways into it, but I've put it aside for now in favor of some romance, because, it's me, romance. Anyway, Bits and Pieces by Jonathan Maberry. Try that series out if you like zombies. That's what that is all about. And then I picked up A Life Intercepted. This is by Charles Martin, and he is now one of my favorite authors. I love the way this man writes. This is really mostly literary fiction more than anything else, but his stories always have a redemptive quality to them, and I love that. They are, I think they're published by Thomas Nelson, if I'm correct. Oh, this says Center Street, so I don't know if that's an imprint of Thomas Nelson. No, it's Hachette. Anyway, so he tends to be shelved in the Christian fiction area. Even though these aren't overtly Christian, they have kind of that I don't know, cast to them. I'm trying to think of the right word. That feel to them. But they are not overtly Christian. I don't know that God gets really mentioned a whole lot, but you can tell that there's that influence there, and I love that. I love that about his characters. So this has to do with a football player who gets caught in a situation, gets set up really, and has to go to jail, and is disgraced, and his wife kind of disowns him because she's not sure if she believes him. So it's how all of that works out, and of course, it's a very satisfying, happy-ish ending. So yeah, it's a great story. So I was glad that I got that, because I'm kind of collecting his books, and didn't have that one, although I had read it. And then Nora Roberts, Of Blood and Bone. This is book 2 in the Chronicles of the One series. Okay, now I never would have imagined that I would like this series. This is a marriage of a post-apocalyptic world with the Fae world. Okay, what? What? I thought, nah, it's never gonna work. Well, if anybody can make it work, Nora Roberts can. So Lisa, my good friend, my BFF, said, you got to read this. You got to read Year One. You've got to. In fact, she got me the hardback of Year One. And I said, okay. So I did, and oh my gosh, I was so glad I did. And so then I had to read Of Blood and Bone. And then when I saw it at Book Outlet, I thought, I got to have that. So I grabbed it. The third book in the series, I think, is due out this fall. I hope so, because I'm probably going to have to marathon the series now just to enjoy it all over again and get ready for the third book. So, yay. I don't know if there are more than 3 books in the series. I don't know. Can't remember who narrates it either, but I think, I was going to say, it might be Julia Whalen, but I don't think it is. Anyway, yeah, I'll save that for another time. The reason I ordered these books from Book Outlet was because my husband had asked for this book, which is the Cultural Backgrounds Study Bible. I got it in the NIV version, which I'm not sure if it comes in another version, but that's his preferred version of the Bible. My husband is a pastor. And so he asked for this because it's often difficult to understand a passage in the Bible with no understanding of the culture and the cultural influences that were there when it was written. So if you're going to get the gist of it, it's always good to have the cultural references too, and that's what this gives you. So I'm hoping he really likes this. His birthday is this coming Saturday, I think. So yeah, I hope he likes it. It's so funny. He is not a detail person when it comes to stuff around the house or like things in the fridge and stuff like that. You write something, he will pick it apart all day long with grammar and spelling and all that. But yeah, this has been sitting in here in full view and he has no idea. It's kind of nice that I don't have to hide it. So that is my book haul, recent book haul. If you've read any of these, let me know. I think I've read all of them, actually. You know what? I think I have, except for the Bible. Well, even that, I've read the Bible. So, and they're falling off the chair here. So if you've read any of them and you had thoughts on them, let me know. Yeah, I guess that is it for now for me. I will finish up with a bit of housekeeping. Two things. I haven't been around and I'm really tan. Yes, I am really tan. I'm actually really tan, and it is summer here, but I have been tan since April. The reason is that I work part-time teaching kids how to swim. Absolute fun job. I am not a teacher. I'm not sure I can take kids for very long. I have 5 kids, so I was around them all the time when they were little, but generally speaking, I could never make it as a second grade teacher, kindergarten teacher. No, thank you. Give me teenagers any day. But I've been teaching second graders how to swim, and now I have them as young as 3, the babies. Oh, they're so cute. And recently I had 6-year-olds, and so I do that part-time and just 3 hours a day. And obviously I'm in Florida, so I'm in the Florida sun, and I pile on the sunscreen. But when you are in the water, waist up, or waist down in the water, and then you get really brown. So yeah, my husband has said I've turned into I don't know what he called me, something brown. I don't know. Anyway, that's also why I haven't been around, because almost every day, my hair's wet. Yeah, I get in the pool and I get wet. Because, you can't teach a kid how to bob without putting your own head underwater. So anyway, I will try and do better about showing up more often. I'm still maintaining the Happily Ever After website but the Goodreads group, where we read one romance every month. And so, yeah, this month is The Bride Test by Helen Huang. I think that's narrated by Emily Wu Zeller, if you're interested in the audio. So, yeah, I have read so many good books this year. Lots of sci-fi, lots of zombies. It kind of turned into a very zombie year for a while. A lot of good romance. So, as I can, I will tell you about it. But for now, those are the books I bought. That's it for now for me, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.